going to be shifting to one that came out into the theaters recently. That's right. We're in the theaters every week. We like to see kind of what's happening, what's hitting, what's not. Today we're talking about a movie that came out called Shiv, Shastri, Balboa. It came out in the theater, so highly recommend that. If you don't really believe our take, or if you want to see the movie for yourself, go to the theaters, get those popping. We have M here, talking about a little bit about what this film is, what it's about. M, take it away here.
Take a guess, Michael. Balboa.
Take a guess. I have to guess this one was pretty hectic.
Balboa. Rocky.
Yes.
So
this reminds, if I'm looking just purely off the title, I think this is going to be another Liger, which I gave that a very thorough review when we reviewed that boxing remake. So let's hear it here. What possibly
not a
brought
remake.
to us?
Not a remake again, but Balboa, yes, it is an absolute it was a bender for me because I wasn't expecting a lot. I thought it'd be a lot like Vad, because I went with really high expectations for a Nina Gupta, Sanjay Mishra movie. And I got there and I just didn't have fun watching it. So I wasn't expecting a lot. But when you go and watch this movie, it surprises you in a very non-melodramatic way because it lays out its message, it lays out its story in a very fun manner. So it is indeed a sheer delight to be watching veteran actors like Anupam Kher and Nina Gupta on screen. And it's a very simplistic film. It's called Shiv Shastri Balboa, and it is super engaging. It's a comedy to start with, but it does touch upon various topics, and then it gets you thinking about life in general. It does. It's written and directed by Ajayan Venugopalan. And it's not really funny as in rip-tickling. There's no one-liner humor that you'll go holding your stomach laughing about, but it gives you a really fun way to get a message across it, but not as a comedy, but as a lighthearted lighthearted movie. All right, let me just put it that way. At some point in time you feel that the film might give you a commentary, but it just remains light. And, commentary would have really, really spoiled the entire feel of the movie. The story is about a man called Shiv Shankar Shastri, and he's a diehard fan of Rocky that stars Sylvester Stallone as a boxer, Rocky Balboa. So he calls himself Shiv Shankar Balboa. He's not a boxer, though, but he's trained several boxers who have brought laurels for India. Now he's a retiree and he has moved to the US to live with his son, Rahul, who is played by Jugal Hansraj. Guys, remember the child artist Jugal Hansraj, who now lives in New York. So Jugal Hansraj and his wife and two sons and a dog named
Rocky.
Casper.
Casper. Oh, wow.
Okay, so that's
for those that don't know, that is our lovely M's, name of her dog as well.
He's the Daisy don't lie pet. He's
exactly
Casper. So while he's slowly getting accustomed to living in a big city and living not in India, his paths cross with a woman called Elsa Zachariah, and that's played by Lena Gupta. And while talking to her, he promises her that he will send her back to India because she's been a maid with a family on the East Coast, and those people are not giving back her papers for her to leave. They've completely kind of enslaved her to live with them because they need maid support. I don't know if that's even legal in America, but yeah, for some reason, that's the plot. Now, as fate would edit and have it, they end up on an unexpected road trip where she loses her passport and they have to kind of stick around till she gets a new passport from the Indian embassy. And they have to travel on by road through the American heartland. And that is an amazing journey for these two Indian older people. So, and not only is it a journey for them to realize love for themselves, as in not between them, but loving themselves or respecting themselves and love self-respect, but they also start rediscovering themselves. So along the journey, they also made a guy called Cinnamon Singh, who runs a convenience store at a gas station, and a woman called Sia. It's played by Nargis Fakhri, by the way. Guys, Nargis Fakhri looks so different here. You will not imagine that she's the same woman. But they help them reach their destination, but things go really downhill because Elsa becomes wanted by law and she lands behind bars. And then it's the entire story of how Shastri has to pull all strings he possibly can to set her free, and also realize his own dream and what he wants, and realize his own inner person. So
Yep.
interestingly, there are these scenes where he starts working at the gas station. He starts helping Cinnamon Singh do his thing, and he also joins an entire gang of Harley Davidson tattooed guys on bikes.
Yep.
So he does all the things that he wants to do, and he just keeps it flowing. And I absolutely loved Anupam Kher in this role, because it wasn't over dramatized, it wasn't overtly melodramatic. They kept it light, and it was not sermonizing. So I absolutely love the fact that there's no sermon associated with it. And he loves it. And when he's with his grandson narrating to them the story of Rocky, he's surprised that they never got to watch the movie with his son. So he leaves no opportunity to narrate the courageous story of Rocky to his grandsons or strangers. Wherever he goes, he's so rockied out that he just keeps repeating that story. So I thought I loved it. Those parts of it. And then he's afraid of dogs, and there's this entire relationship that grows between him, who's afraid of dogs, and Casper the dog.
Sure.
And I thought those were the most amazing lovable moments of the movie. It was a total delight to watch these two amazing actors pop up on screen. And the dog had its own thought bubbles too, so it was really cutely done. I thought it was really well made. It was 132 minutes, and it's stretched in parts, but then it resumes really quickly.
How was the theater experience like?
No one there. It was just me.
Wow.
And it was probably in two theaters in the Bay. I was in Fremont, two theaters, that area. So that's it. It's very simple. It shows joys in little parts, but it also gives an overreaching message that there's no age in anybody's life. Age is not a overwhelmingly big barrier when you know what you want in life. And we should stop gauging people's age and things they do together, because you can do anything that you want at any age. It's entirely up to that person. So I absolutely loved it. I loved the biker gang scenes and everything. So a very watchable movie. It was a big